connected to Wi-Fi. I'm not even connected to Wi-Fi. Okay, there we go. Okay, done. Are we still on? Or are we still on? Let's see how the sound is. Okay, done. Are we still on? Or are we still on? Let's see how the sound is. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, let's get back over here, looking straight on the screen. And I'll stop this over here so it doesn't use all this data. There we go. All right, now we'll get started. Hey, folks, on the road again. Sorry about that.
Who is in charge? Who's at the wheel? Yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh. Who's at the wheel? The ship is drifting, but the captain's at a party. Victoria answered the call, logic got to sleep, but the madness stands tall. In the harbor of Durban, the steel ship ride. The ANC plays a game of seek and hide. It calls for the exercise, invite the east wind, invite the bathing and sing. They're the ones who sing. Here I was on the list. I guess that the day gonna see who invited them. It must have been fate. Confusion in the union building, shadows on the wall. While the truth gets buried in the marble. Who is running the land? Tell me who's in command. Is it the suit in the office or the gun in the hand? From the cargo to the bricks or the street, they trump up the roads like a skipper beat. No boots for the boys, no armor for the chest. 1 million for the general to go take a rest. And this speaks of an inquiry about to be found, but the face turn to weeks and the paper is torn. No answers some in town, just a heavy silence. Mildly people in the bush face no rebel violence. Set to the jungle with no wings in the sky, only 3 helicopters. How can they fly? No man ever coming when the net starts to rain. Chased by the rebels, oh the pride and the brain. No boots, for way. No matter what you call the deep saloon. 372 million for a retirement spree, while the Navy is sinking beneath the scene. After submarine moving at the sailor inside. But your body lights are burning through the Victorian night. The chief of defense is a law to himself. Commander of the Navy puts the state on his shelf. Defying the code, I'm ignoring the sail while it goes out the past that the way bend the skirt. And what's this whisper? What's this dog who's a Denver charge with murder? And he's the one they choose. Promoted to the top by the darkest vocal. This is the new story that's being told. Who is running the land? Tell me who's in command. Is it Sarah, is it Angie? Does Bonnie understand? From low, and go on to the bridge for the street. The drums of the roadside to skip over. No boots for the boys, no armor for the chest. But millions for the general to go take a rest. The generals are dancing, the politicians are glancing, the money is vanishing, and the soldiers are whining. Who's the boss? Siri. Who's the boss? Angie. The military's gone rogue in the sun. The parade has only just begun.
There you go.
Who is in charge?
That's the other one. That's the better version. That's a better version. I should publish that. Where's the publish button at? Where's the publish? There it is. Well, Chris Ehlers is back. Welcome back, Chris. Chris says that if you're one of the first to express interest in the program, forget about it. You ain't going to the USA. Unfortunately, Chris, that flies in the face of reality. I met a few people today and several yesterday who put in a PRM email, who did a statement of interest, who did the intake questionnaire, who just arrived here in March and February, March, and April. So I've met several people the past 2 days that's the situation. In addition, my friend who lives in Gordons Bay, as I said, was in the proof of concept last year, which none of you were part of. And he was never called until February 19th this year. And he has now done his cultural orientation. He received his approval letter on Friday. And I don't know if and when it'll be coming over, but when you say it ain't going to happen, that simply flies in the face of reality. It simply flies in the face of reality. Equating one's personal situation, one's personal frustration with the reality of the program is just not legitimate. Sorry, Chris, but that's not true. That's simply not true. I have the evidence, having met people in person and knowing people personally who put a PRM email in, who put a statement of interest in, and never got any progress. And now they're either here or they're coming over here soon. So there are plenty of people who actually are coming. It's the same story with those who claim there's an October, November group that's being ignored. That's poppycock. I met today a family of 4 who came over that were in that group who just got here a few weeks ago. And they were in that group from October that lost their tickets. And then they came over here. So people keep putting their personal opinions and their personal views in. And that's what's happened to you. But that's not emblematic of the program. It does not explain the situation. And so while people may be frustrated, and I appreciate that, do not mislead people by telling them something that's simply untrue. It's simply untrue. Alex, good evening to you. I don't know, is Botman here tonight? There's Botman here. I know he's on the phone earlier. Didn't see him. Yves Lombard is here. Dylan Combrick is at OG Utopi. Knight of Justice, Monster Max, Broken Arrow, Loretta Nicklin, Friedrich Mostard, Loretta Zeus Motion. Good evening to you. Knight of Justice, Jane Seward. Hello, Jane. Jane is doing very well. She's adjusting very well to America, but on her own initiative, she made it happen for herself, and I'm very happy for her. William Wheeler, JSA, Luda Eve Mental Chewing Gum, Voroshka. Voroshka is settling in. I'm not sure how things are going. I chatted with her earlier. Antoinette in New York is very excited because I'm coming to Buffalo tomorrow. That's right. I'm coming to Buffalo tomorrow. Did they score again? No. Okay, that's the first goal. Dallas scored a goal a short while ago in the hockey game against Minnesota Wild, and they were quite chuffed. The stadium just erupted. Wyatt Johnston got the goal. So, yeah, earlier, the Flyers defeated the Penguins in Pittsburgh for the second game in a row, and the Penguins are on the ropes now very quickly. Louise Duplessis, welcome to you. Cronier Sten, welcome from Wisconsin. You look good. Hope you're enjoying your trip. I don't know about enjoying my trip. I'm enjoying the people I'm meeting, and it's fantastic, wonderful. I've had good news for some people, and I'm trying to help others out. So, just looking to see if Botman is here tonight. I don't know if he's there. Okay. CBB is here. Welcome to you, Mr. and Ms. Smith, Broken Arrow. By the way, this isn't a refugee channel, folks. If you think it is, we're welcome to talk about refugee because it's sort of like Night Owls now. So you're welcome to talk about refugee stuff if you want, but this channel is about much more than that. And I hope that people appreciate that because this refugee thing came up. It looks like a very big city. It is a big city, Night of Justice. That's why I need to know where to meet people. I booked my hotel room for outside the city and on my way back to Pennsylvania so that I'll be able to stay there tomorrow evening. Yeah, I might, if there's enough time in the day, not too late, they might venture up to see Niagara Falls. I've seen it before, but I might just do it. We'll see. Depends. Botman is here. Botman, may I share your news? May I share it? May I share your news? It's not mine to share unless you allow me to share it. Next up, green card, 11 months. I'm in Tabazimbi, South Africa. Hey, Donnie, how's it going? Yes, please do so. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, may the other party involved, may I mention that, or do I have to leave your name out? I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to do that. If I'm allowed to mention the other party, then just tell me that I can mention you. If you don't respond in the next minute, I'll know that you prefer that I keep that private. But what I'll say is that Botman will be out migrating. I don't encourage people to out migrate, but the abysmal treatment this young man has received has been horrific. I was able to, at the good graces of a fine American who lives in the Cleveland area, I was able to offer an out-migration destination for him to stay with a family that lives in Cleveland. And as a consequence, Botman will be leaving on Saturday. He'll be relocating to Cleveland on Saturday, staying with a family there while he gets himself set up. He already had his Social Security number. He already has his EAD. And this agency has done nothing for him. They claim his funds are exhausted. So he'll out-migrate there. What I need is for people in Cleveland who have a good agency and a good case officer. If you could tell me that, send me a note about that. And then I will recommend that agency for Botman to try to link up with once he gets relocated in Cleveland. Don't forget, folks, if you're a refugee in America, you must by law inform USCIS within 10 days of arriving at a new address. So once you depart your old address and you set up a new address, you must give them an identification. You must tell them that you are there. That is simply the rule. That is simply the law. Also, here's a reminder for males who've come here. South African males who come here as refugees, you must within 90 days of arrival, register with the Selective Service System, SSS.gov. That is not something your case officer needs to do. They should be able to help you on that, but most of them seem to be ignorant of it. You must do it. It is U.S. law. Here's the irony. Every male between the age of 18 and 25, whether you are a U.S. citizen, a green card holder, permanent resident, a refugee, an asylum seeker, or even an undocumented alien, a criminal invader of this country, you still must register with the Selective Service. So you can imagine illegal aliens are required to register with the Selective Service. Can you believe that? Anyway, but if you are 18 to 25, I had a conversation with a young man today who's 23. You must register within 90 days. If you don't, you'll be in trouble. You'll be in trouble. They can put people in jail for that, but they don't. But it will prevent you from getting federal assistance. So, and grants for going, like you can't go to college, so you can't get money. Botman says that person will phone in a couple minutes. That's excellent. So wait a second. So that person is going to phone you, and neither one of you are going to be watching my show. What the hell's going on there? Watch my show. Then make your phone call. Nana says we're in North Dallas. North Dallas 40. North Dallas is where the wealthy people live. I envy you. Jelly Boy says, woohoo, Botman, really glad for you. Thank you, Colonel. It was really nice meeting you today. Jelly Boy it was. Now I'm trying to figure out who Jelly Boy is. All good for what is in the horrible countryside. Hey, Donnie, how's it going? We're so happy in Dallas. Colonel, Lord's blessings, general. So I'm glad you're happy in Dallas. I would never be happy in Dallas. Too damn hot, too much traffic, too many people, too big, too many roads, too much chaos. It's just not for me. But I'm glad people like Dallas. Okay. Albert Schutter, what's going on? Well, Botman, I believe, will be much safer now. Much safer. So I'm looking. So he'll be staying there, and my understanding is he'll be staying there rent-free for a bit while he gets a chance to get himself set up. I've talked about Botman about making sure, yes, I know Jelly Boy is not make himself a burden, and not to be a good house guest. But the generous auspices of an American citizen who's not a South African will be putting Botman up in his residence with his family. And that will happen on Saturday. Loretta, you can ask your question. I'll do my best to answer it. But things are changing. They're changing all the time. So, what I tell you may be inaccurate, but I'll tell you to the best of my knowledge if you got a question there. Oh, Natasha. See, Jelly Boy, I would never have guessed that, Natasha. I would never have guessed that. Okay, wait a second, William. Aren't you in Buffalo? I'm confused. William, where are you at now? Where are you physically at now? Wausau's in Wisconsin, man. I'm nowhere near Wausau. Yes, Dallas has good highways, and they're full of traffic. Oh, Boston, no. Don't, William, don't, no. Just wait till my trip to New England. I'll see you there. Don't waste your money and time coming, okay? I mean, you might as well just take a trip to Harrisburg and come down and meet me there if you're going to do that. It's an easier connection than going. It's long one, easier connection than going to Buffalo. Just no. Okay, that's right. I keep forgetting you're in Buffalo. Sorry. Yeah. Anyway, no, I don't expect to see you in Buffalo. So, I mean, look, I'm not that special. You need to come all the way from Boston to see me. Trust me. Although, once again, I was very much humbled by what people said today. Someone told me today in private, they said, and I won't say who it was unless they tell me to say, but someone in private told me that I saved their life. Literally saved their life, almost had me in tears. Told me I saved their life because they had no hope. So many things were going badly. They stumbled upon my channel and they watched my channel. And this person listened to what I said. They never chatted, but they watched the whole time. They followed the advice I gave. It worked out for them. They're here. And I was just so humbled by that. So humbled by it. And needless to say, Botman was very grateful for what we've done for him. And I'll feel better once I know that he's comfortable and he's on that side. So he'll be crossing the state line out of Pennsylvania. And I think maybe he was a little overwhelmed. I don't think he's here anymore. I think he went off to listen. But Enid said, that person told me that too. Really? They told you that they said that to me? Yeah. Hey, Bonita, how you doing? This is the Bonita I gave a ride to, right? So I can associate the username with the face. At the beginning, cash assistance is only $50 per person. State matching, can you tell you wait for that's no, who told you that? That's nonsense. No, there's no such thing as refugee cash assistance of $50 per person. That's horse manure. That's horse manure. Are you talking about refugee cash assistance or are you talking about some other cash assistance? I did a video on this last year. I guess you didn't watch it. On my playlist, which is at the beginning of the playlist. I talked about refugee cash assistance and benefits. All right, refugee cash assistance, federally funded program, short-term financial aid, typically 8 to 12 months, which isn't the case anymore. To newly arrived refugees, asylees, and eligible humanitarian immigrants who do not qualify for temporary assistance for needy families or for Social Security supplemental. It covers essential needs like food. Now, eligibility, and the amount varies, but it's not $50. I've never heard of $50. I gave the amounts before. This doesn't tell me. Let me see. That's Pennsylvania. Okay. California. Okay. So let me see. Okay, there is the one from the USCIS or ORR. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. Looking for the amounts. Doesn't give the amounts here. Yeah, the amounts vary, but it's not $50. It's not $50. Who came up with that? No, not $50. Never seen that figure. It's a few $100s per person, and it's short term. And once you get employment, it gets reduced by percentage based on employment. But I'm not finding it right now. So you're asking me a question I can't answer fully right now. In cash assistance only $50. Okay. It doesn't take 48 days to get registered for Medicaid. It takes 1 day. How quickly you get in the system is a different story, but it doesn't take 48 days to get registered. Who's telling you this bullshit, Loretta? Where are you getting this nonsense from? Mandy's in tears. Bless you for everything you do for everyone. Well, Mandy, why are you in tears? You're welcome. I'm not laughing at you. I'm chagrined. Broken Arrow says, Colonel just paid to use. I used it, and it doesn't solve all my problems. The George Bush Parkway was packed too when I was there. Oh, he's sleeping. Okay, all right, that's fine. That was quick. He went to bed very quickly. Hey, Amazing Yacht Destinations, how's Thailand? William said, I've personally given lots of hope this last year. When you need some motivation for a good watch, I'll continue. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Oops, I'm jumping ahead here in the chat. Okay. I missed that Elmarie's here. Hello to you. There's Hendo. Hey, Hendo, what's going on, man? It is still, it's 1-1. Minnesota scored. 5 minutes left in the first period. Okay. I know I saw a Neff in here somewhere. Hedek Rubla, what's going on? That is what my daughters got, and that's what their agency said to them. Well, that's nonsense. That's nonsense. But I need to know more than that. I mean, more than your daughters. I don't know what that means. You have multiple offspring who've had cases and have come to America, and each of them got the same thing. Are they in the same location? That's very strange. That's simply not how it works. So even Botman, when he got here, was given $100 for food. He was given $100. I mean, that's not $50. He's a single guy. So, I mean, that doesn't even match. I know somebody who got a family got $600 when they arrived. I just was in Las Vegas, and a family of 3 got $800. A family of 3 got $800 for food. So, I mean, that doesn't make any sense. You want to go to Iowa? That's because your daughter's there, okay? You should know that when a person's life in danger and the situation is truly dire, and they follow the colonel's advice without any problems. Well, thank you, Blodko. None of Alberts is close to Plano. Well, then there's a guy here that's very close to you in Plano. Yep. They score again. Hang on a second here. Looks like they might have scored again. Or is it a replay of the last goal? Oh, no, that's a save. Okay. Broken Arrow's the guy that's in Plano. How was my combination? Pricey, although not too bad. It's about $100 a night. So I spent first night $150 roughly, second night $160, third night $150, tonight $100, tomorrow $112. So yeah, so altogether, it adds up. Yeah, Cronier Sten says I don't find that at all. It's quite a bit more than $50 per month. Exactly. I don't know where that came from. Somebody is pulling somebody's wool. See, this is what these agencies get away with because they think that people don't know better. But I mean, the age of Google has rendered them liars. There you go. We are three received 800 as well. Thank you, Red John. See, that's what I'm saying, Loretta. I don't know what's going on or who those agents are, but it sounds like something fraudulent's going on there. Like there. So there you go. Red John is a family of three and got $800, just like the family of three I talked about who got $800 in Las Vegas. And that's not the first month they got it. I filled in the online Google Doc last year to apply. I don't know what that means. What do you mean online Google? There is no online Google. Are you talking about the statement of interest last year? Worn out X? Did you not do an intake questionnaire since November? If you haven't done an intake questionnaire since November, the website said since the 4th of November, and I've said hundreds of times, including in doing videos about it, the moment the thing came out, I said, if you have not filled out intake questionnaire, if you've never been contacted, you will never go over. Worn out. Well, statement of interest is, oh, buddy, did you do in the intake questionnaire? You must complete an intake questionnaire. If you haven't done that, you've squandered November, December, January, February, March, April. You squandered 6 months. You were in the back of the queue. I don't know if you'll jump back up towards the front because you did the statement of interest previously, but if you have never been contacted, you must do the statement, the intake questionnaire. It's on the embassy website. I've been telling people that for months. I'm sorry if you haven't done it or how you missed out on that. But that's what happens from people not watching my channel. They don't find these things out because it's all hidden. Do intake. Okay, please, worn out exit. Now be careful when you go there. Use a PC or a laptop. Do not do it on a mobile phone or a tablet. It's time intensive, can take you up to 7 hours to complete it. You got to give very detailed information. You can save your progress. And once you're done, make sure you see the screen that says it's successfully submitted. Take a photograph of it on your phone, and then you got it, okay? No, I'm sorry. And I don't know that you go to the back of the queue. I don't know for a fact, but I believe that people who had a PRM email and or statement of interest, once they did the intake questionnaire, it will still pull those original things up and you still get it. Okay, I'm sorry that where have you been, worn out extension? If you've been here, I've been telling people since November, I feel bad, but gosh, I really feel bad for you. You might have already been in America if you've done that. A lot of people who filled in the intake questionnaire who never contacted previously with the PRM email or the statement of interest are actually in America now. You got 100 per adult and 50 per child only once upon arrival. Okay. Is that the Smiths in San Diego? Is that the Smiths? Yes, she can email me, but she's going to put something in the subject line to draw my attention to it. I've got thousands of emails. They just keep coming in. Albert, so I want to thank you. I'm working H2A 10 months, USA 2 back at home. You're making it a little easier with your chats. Well, thank you, Albert. I'm glad it's helping. Whoops. I have to say that I would not be here if it was not for all your advice and guidance through this process. Thank you. You're very welcome, Konya. It's my pleasure. Hedda Herba was actually very surprised. Very impressed that you know the role from Irish history. Well, Hedda, you shouldn't be surprised. I am a historian. I am a political scientist, and I was also an intelligence officer in the Army, and I was a foreign area officer for Africa. My regional expertise is in Southern Africa. My expertise is in Africa in general, and many other areas, but that's my focus. So you shouldn't be surprised. Much the consternation of South African idiots who think that it's nobody's business to comment on South Africa, but they happily comment on U.S. politics and U.S. history, but they don't see the irony of that hypocrisy of it. Yeah, I have been covering Africa since the 1980s. Yep, as a young man. Single, got $100 when I got here, waited 2 months for $200 for matching grant. Bonita, that doesn't sound right either. That doesn't sound right at all. If it's refugee cash assistance, that's not how refugee cash assistance works. I guarantee you that. If they took it out of your grant money, well, they can give you more of that. Okay, we're a family of 3. We get 200 Walmart voucher a week and 225 per adult per month. See, it's different all over. It's very easy, worn out. I can tell you there. za.usembassy.gov. za.usembassy.gov. Look for the refugee program, click on it, read the instructions, follow the instructions, follow my advice, do as I tell you, and get it submitted. Okay? Go do that as soon as possible. Broken Arrow got $80 of cash card food, but their own money, don't like complaining. Okay. Whoops, it jumped ahead on me. Loretta says, can she email it? They got food once, $50 for her, $50 for us, and $20 for the infant, nothing for it. What do you mean it can't apply for state matching because there's no slot open? What kind of bullshit is that? There aren't slots for aid. Aid isn't based on number of slots. It's based on budget. You skipped a lot of videos, Worn Out X. Okay. If you haven't figured that out since November, when I've been telling people, yeah, if they tell you load documents, load them, okay? These Smiths are now Michigan. What the hell are you doing going to Michigan? Everybody's bitching about Michigan, how bad it is. Oh, you got it. Okay. Remember, you can save your work and do it frequently because of ESCOM and load shedding. No, you don't have to apologize to me, Worn Out X. I'll just chastise you because I feel bad for you now. Maybe it'll go fast. I mean, some people are claiming anecdotally those who apply later on. You're not really applying later on. You're just updating what you did previously. But they claim those who applied later on are going before anybody else, which isn't true. But some people want to claim that. Some people are. Most people are not. Got to hop off for a bit. We'll be back. Thank you for what you've done. All right, you're very welcome, Botman. Once again, if you're just tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, we have some breaking news for Botman. Honestly, I told him today, not to embarrass him, but the main reason that I did this trip now is because of my concern about his welfare, because of the absolutely horrific treatment he's received here, and he has not complained about it. He's tried to do the best he could. When I first found out the conditions he was living in and the fact that they give him $100 for 2 weeks for food, no one can survive on $100 for 2 weeks with food. Even if you just buy bags of rice, you're not going to make it. And I was very concerned. He's resorted to selling his plasma to survive, which never should be happening. That's not how things set up. That's wrong. So it was a major motivation for me to come. Other things fell in place. Was able to go back and see the Oosthuizens and Bruce, the service dog, in Pittsburgh, as well as Kim, and they're all doing very well. From there, I visited my sister briefly during my nephew's birthday party in Ohio, and from there went and saw the folks in Columbus on Saturday, and they're doing mostly very well there. From there, including those who out-migrated, they're still doing pretty well. We actually had someone out-migrate from Columbus. That's unfortunate because it's a great town, but that person is doing well now. And from there, I went to Cleveland, had an overwhelming turnout, over 50 people in Cleveland. Not everybody was in the photograph that I sent around, but a fantastic turnout. Really enjoyed that and met a lot of great people. And then, I was invited to a ball game by Alex and went to Indians ball game, or Chris Guardians, they call them now, the woke DEI turds. But I went to an Indians ball game and then came to Erie, which is a primary motivation. And I've done business here. Now, I had a realization on my way here that the distance from Erie to Buffalo is only 90 miles. So it makes sense to go ahead and knock out a Buffalo trip because a lot of people ask me to go to Buffalo. So I've extended my trip. Once again, this is a great personal inconvenience to myself, but it's important to hear what people in Buffalo have to say and try to help them with their cases if I can. So in the morning, I depart for Buffalo. I will be meeting at 765 Elmwood Avenue, 765 Elmwood Avenue at Spot Coffee, 10:30 in the morning, tomorrow, the 21st of April in Buffalo, New York. I'll be staying overnight in Buffalo once I'm done there, and then driving back on Wednesday home. On Thursday or Friday, I depart probably Thursday for Virginia, where I'll be meeting more refugees over the weekend. So there you have it, folks. All right. Jeannie Fowles, welcome to you. In May, it will be a year that I've been waiting. Had our interviews last week. Night of Justice, congratulations. There's Chris Ehlers. Chris Ehlers, you still here? There you go. Last year in May. All right. I'll bet cache this isn't question it. Okay. Word out found it. Okay. Apologies. Remember you to apologize. Okay. Oh, there are a lot of people think that Rolf Meyer is a good choice, but those are people that you don't trust. Earl Skeppers, good evening. Welcome to you. Hendo's here. Questions. Okay, I have been off topic. I started work last month and the onboarding went great. Worked for 4 days, headquarters, different state. Well, that's not a question. That's a statement, Kathy. That's a statement. Oh, there's. Give them my I-4 and E-card, but they want my social security number. Well, they have to have your social security number in order to pay for you to pay taxes. Thank you, Sean Nadir, for the 70-minute super chat. That's their prerogative. What they should have done is, if they were considerate, they should not, knowing you're a refugee, they should not have terminated your employment. They should have put you on hiatus and brought you back. Is that what they did, or they actually fired you? That seems a bit harsh. Yeah, you have to have a social security number in order to work in this country. It's as simple as that. How long have you been here and you don't have a social security number? That's a concern. Okay. You have to have a social security number. Hendo's sleeping. Hendo is saying Hendo's dozing off. You're authorized to work here, but how can they pay taxes in your social security account if they don't have a social security number? You understand? Yummy coffee says alabala. You say so. After I applied for my social security number, missed out half of March. It only took 5 days till my social security number came after applying. Well, that's pretty quick. That's how it's supposed to be. It's been a roller coaster through the program. Still haven't stopped since we landed here in Michigan. I don't understand what you guys do in Michigan. It's crazy. I heard you were moving around, but that's pretty crazy. Good morning, Vodka Model. And Sean Nadir, 70 Rand Super Chat. Thank you for that. D-Day for us, Rudolph. Okay. Safe flight. Be well. Okay, Gary Wade. 4 months. There's some delay with my sampling going to check. All right, Kathy, did you watch my video that I did the other day? Did you watch my video about social security numbers? When did I do that video? Let's see. Oh, I did that video on the 16th. So 4 days ago, I did a video about a potential solution, the explanation for why people have social security problems. I'd recommend you go watch that video. Sammy Whammy, $5. Well, thank you. Unfortunately, coffee costs a lot more than $5. My Frappuccino is $7. But thank you. And even so, YouTube takes 30% of that, and Uncle Sugar takes 48% of the rest. But thank you so much, Sammy Whammy, for that. You look very tired. I am tired. It's been a long day. Denver is a trip that's on the agenda, but it's not easy because it's expensive to fly to Denver, and it's not a direct flight. There was a time Frontier did direct, but I don't think they're doing anymore. Okay. Sammy's laughing. Okay. So, Ottawa and Carolina, what happened here? I think the Carolina won this game. That's already over. There must be an intermission. There's the social security card video. Okay. 4 months is unacceptable. There's no reason that you don't have a social security card after 4 months. Someone is screwing up. The latest I-94, does it say you're approved? What does regular gasoline cost by you now? I have no idea, Broken Arrow. I'm not home. In Pennsylvania, or not in Pennsylvania, Ohio, it was the cheap. I've got it at $3.53 a gallon for 87 unleaded, and I saw as high as $3.69. So I topped off on the Ohio side of the border before I came back into Pennsylvania this morning because I thought there was a break in the stream. There wasn't. Yes, I don't know why. There's a problem with the internet all of a sudden. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, I got it. Okay, I see that. Yeah. Okay, I got it. I don't know why. Yeah, it's back. Okay. $4 for 112 ounce. That's pretty expensive. I hope you're in Michigan. When I read your header, any thoughts on Michigan State? Been here since January. Depends where you're at. In case we're printing the latest document went with me today. They just said it's being processed. Okay, so does the latest document, you don't answer my question. Does it say you're approved? That was the question. I was told it's best to wait 10 days. That's correct. That's what I said. There's a reason for that. I've explained all that in the video, and I've explained it repeatedly in each of my meet and greets. Meet one of your viewers that you interviewed at the embassy, sir. It's awesome chatting with him. One of my viewers that I interviewed at the embassy. Huh? Not sure what that's about. I have justice. Somebody joined and then withdrew their message as a new team member. I don't know what that's all about either. It's crazy. Thanks for the advice. Only reading chats again now. I'm on the website. Okay. All right. Blessings from South Africa. Thank you, Haley Hammond. Okay. Yes, approved. Well, then there's no reason for you not to have a social security number. It should take 5 or 6 days. There's no reason. Somebody's screwing up. Somebody's screwing up somewhere. As long as the I-94 says approved, there's no reason for you not to have a social security number. And they're screwing you. See, this needs to happen. What I need you to do, Kathy Martin, what I need you to do is to send me an email, and you need to say, Kathy Martin in the header, social security card, lost my job. Okay? Put it in there. I already sent one case I elevated about social security card where there's a stupid issue and elevated to ORR, and I'll elevate your case to ORR, okay? She sent you an email. Heading is resettle issues. She's scared to speak up. Well, if she's scared to speak up, does she really want help? You know, if she doesn't want help, then I won't bother. But it's like the people in Maryland who had problems, and then I said, okay, and then I asked people for their information, and I didn't get the information in a timely fashion, and I didn't get the information from the company, whatever. So I looked like a fool with ORR after I said these people need help, and I knew I didn't have the contact, but I was trying to get across to see if they would look into it. And the moment I sent in my trip report, they're like, okay, well, we need the case numbers. I'm like, I know that, but I've asked for it. I never got it. So I really felt like a fool. Karen Long is probably here. She's probably just quiet. That's not unusual for her. She's got all those cats. Anyway, she likes cats. I like cats too. They're pretty impressive as creatures, but boy, they're demanding. WhatsApp link? Let me tell WhatsApp link. Anyway, 6 minutes before the second period starts with this hockey. Yeah, I'm a little tired. Also a little dehydrated. I realized I went to the restroom earlier. I was like, oof, a little dehydrated. Ah, boy. So 10:30 tomorrow. It'll take me an hour and a half to get there. So I'd have to leave at 9. I'll leave before 9 to get there. But I will be in Buffalo tomorrow. And I know the word, it's late, and I apologize. I know some people have jobs, and I appreciate that. So I'm glad to have a job. Once again, I'm willing to meet with people if it's not out of the way afterwards. Walking cane. It's a lamp. It's a lamp. There's no cane there. Okay. I'm not drinking coffee, vodka. Tea is also diuretic, as are soft drinks. But I'm not drinking coffee. I didn't drink coffee today. I don't drink coffee. 7 dogs. Good Lord, that's just insane. Bonita sent me an email. Did you? No, Bonita. Okay. Yeah, I know what that's about, Bonita. Okay, cool. By the way, I published a video a short while ago about Joseph Malema's hostility to the South African court system. Not many people have seen it, so hopefully they will. And my short the other day is doing very well. The one I recorded the first day of the trip has 63,000 views. That's pretty cool. I'm excited about that. I'm chuffed. Let's see. It says that I've gained 43 subscribers from that short. That's awesome. And yep, 63,000 views. By the way, I made $2.42 in ad revenue. $2.42 in ad revenue off of 63,000 views. Not a lot of money made off of shorts. Just so you know that. 63,000 views. That's pretty crazy. Anyway, yeah, that's how it works. It's not the profit machine that some people think it is. I don't know about a crazy dog lady. My stepfather had 23 dogs when we moved to Ohio. Going to Cape Town. What's going on in Cape Town? You can tell me privately if you want there, CB. Wow. Nev says, I may not always catch your live shows to watch all your videos. Well, thank you so much for that. I do appreciate that. We really do have what is that? A Honda, oh, it's a Honda CRV. We really have a deep cadre of committed viewers who really, I mean, the loyalty to my program for some folks is truly epic. Now, where is that Arctic guy at tonight? I don't see Arctic on here. Is he in the air somewhere flying a plane? Well, it doesn't matter about the dollar super chats, but let me explain Broken Arrow. So YouTube takes 30% of super chat revenue, membership revenue. They take 30% of that. Ad revenue, they take 45%. I actually don't complain about the ad revenue. I think that's fair because they create the auction system. They create the entire environment. I wouldn't make any money off ads if I had to go find my own advertising. YouTube does all that. So I don't complain about them taking 45%. But a lot of YouTube content creators complain about them taking 45%. I don't have a problem with that. I do have a problem with them taking 30% of my memberships and my super chats because ostensibly the memberships and super chats is because I'm bringing something of value to people that they like and not YouTube. So I think 10% would be fair for them for the underlying cost of the infrastructure for them to make a profit, but they're greedy bastards. So that's what they take. Now, once this if I make $10, okay, YouTube makes $10 in super chats. YouTube takes $3. That leaves $7. Of the $7, the state of Pennsylvania, the federal government, and because the Social Security Administration, because I'm self-employed, takes 48% of that. So 48% of $7. So I just barely get over $3.50 out of a $10 super chat, in theory. Yeah. So. Oh yeah, people think this is you get wealthy off this. Well, I mean, I don't know how to get wealthy on this. I've already put two times I topped off my vehicle. I already spent over $100 in petrol on this trip, and actually, it's more than that. It's more like 150 because I started with tank, and I used that tank up before I got to Ohio. So that's actually it's over $150 for petrol so far, and I'm only halfway through it. I have to go all the way home after I get to Buffalo. So $150 for petrol. $300, $450, $550 at least for lodging. Never mind meals. Yeah, so that's already $550 plus $150, $60, $700 minimum I've spent on this trip already. Yep. So doing good deeds isn't cost free. Balito, are you a Balito? Something's going down in Balito. Theo Holmes is back. Good to see you there, man. Super chats should be like Trump tips, tax-free. I agree because technically they're tips, but that's not how they're assessed by YouTube. They're assessed as contractor income, which is BS. So they should be considered tips. Sammy Wemmy gave another $10. Thank you for that, Sammy. Appreciate that. Now that might pay for a Frappuccino. Looks like they're coming out of the locker rooms now, Dallas and the Minnesota Wild, for the second period of their game. Anyway, yeah. So that's how it works with YouTube. It's the thing they do. But look, YouTube spends billions of dollars for the infrastructure to set this whole system up, so they're entitled to make money. I got no problem with that. But I just think that the way to do it could be done a little more fairly. So you got your first paycheck. Congratulations, Sammy Whammy. Your first paycheck. Where the heck are you at? Where are you at, man? I don't know yet. Bob Wisherson. That's a weird name. Congratulations. Yannick, where in the USA? I've got 1,000 emails, so you have to prompt me that. Dallas. Okay, Sammy. Well, I don't recognize the username. Sorry. Probably recognize you, but congratulations. That's awesome. That is awesome, man. Cool beans. So, well, one interesting thing for me that came out of this trip is even though I lived in Ohio, I've been on almost every interstate in Ohio, but I'd never been on US Interstate 71 from the northwest side of Columbus to Cleveland. I've been to Cleveland, but I'd taken the road that goes directly north. It's a little bit east of there. So from Cambridge up. So I'd never taken, it's one of the major highways, never been on. And also never been on the stretch from Cleveland to the Pennsylvania border near Erie. So I've done that now. And I've been to every interstate in Ohio in my life. And I've never been to Erie, Pennsylvania. And I haven't been missing anything. And tomorrow I'm going to Buffalo. Now I've never taken this route to Buffalo, so it'll be a different route for me. I always come a different way. Cash Jugger, I'm doing fine, thank you. Oh, you're in Tampa, Florida. Congratulations. Okay. Yeah, so I'm crossing new ground, which is interesting. Yannicka Von Sale is my daughter, says Loretta. Okay. Did I meet Yannicka? I met a Yannicka. Oh, that's the Yannicka right there. I'm sorry. That's not the Yannicka I met. Sorry. I don't know what to tell Teddy Corolla. You send him a different link for a different group then. And he'll be good to go. Oh, excuse me, I am tired. Oh my goodness. Takes a lot out of you, man. Takes a lot out of you. How is Florida? Hot, sticky, muggy, mosquito infested? It's miserable for me. Well, then there's something wrong with your account. I can't do it here. If I was at my PC at home, I could do it. But I cannot do it here. So let me just check on something very quickly. Oh, boy. I'm very sorry. Excuse me. Oh, yeah, here we go. That's California woman was arrested at Los Angeles International Airport over the weekend after a federal prosecutor said she facilitated millions of dollars worth of covert weapon sales for the Iranian government. Shameen Mafi, a California woman, was arrested Saturday while attempting to board a flight to Turkey. She was trying to escape. Anyone who violates United States sanctions laws will be vigorously prosecuted by the DOJ. Great work by the FBI Los Angeles and federal prosecutors in my office, said the head of the agency out there. Federal investigators accused Ms. Mafi, a legal resident of the United States, as functioning as a proxy for Iranian intelligence in Los Angeles, where they said she set up a front company and positioned herself as a middleman between the Iranian government and arms buyers, according to a 69-page complaint. Wow. Ms. Mafi helped broker millions of dollars in sales of drones, bombs, bomb fuses, assault weapons, there was no such thing as an assault weapon, and ammunition, much with her company called Atlas International Business. Wow. Wow. Put that Iranian shrew into prison where she belongs. President Trump says the ceasefire ends on Wednesday, and he is unlikely to extend it. Expects fighting to resume if there's no deal, as a second round of talks remains uncertain. Wow. Only 16 ships traversed the Strait of Hormuz today. They're being cautious. No reason for them not to go. Pennsylvania's Commonwealth Court has struck down a ban on Medicaid for abortion. Yeah, this is a pretty shocking outcome here. The Commonwealth Court of Pennsylvania Monday ruled 4-3 that the state's ban of public funds for abortion care is unconstitutional. A subsection of the Pennsylvania Abortion Control Act of 1982 prevented the use of public funds for programs such as Medicaid on abortion, with limited exceptions. In 2019, a group of medical care providers filed a petition challenging the coverage exclusion. So, 92, 2002, 2012, 37 years, and then they appealed this law. The Commonwealth Court today recognizes that the guarantees of equality in our state constitution would be a hollow promise if women and birthing people did not possess the ability to control their destiny, said Susan Freach, executive director of Women's Law Project and lead litigator on the case. Today, the court recognizes that the right to reproductive autonomy is the right of self-determination. No, what the Pennsylvania court did is violate the U.S. Constitution and violate the law by allowing the murder of American citizens by lazy people. And there is no such thing as birthing people. There are women who give birth, and that's the end of the story. That is called science. You see how the left says the right doesn't believe in science? Trust the science. They don't trust the science because the science doesn't agree with their lunatic eyes, whether it's climate change zealotry or it's abortion or it's transgenderism. These people are devoid of science. They don't know what science is. They don't care about science. They're just a bunch of rabid lunatics who believe any crap they come up with. There's no such thing as a birthing person. There's a woman, and a woman can give birth, and that's it. Men cannot give birth to children. It does not work that way. We are not built with a uterus or ovaries or the bizarre mood swings that women suffer through, thankfully. Recognize the fundamental right to reproductive autonomy is initial and local state, but it requires the proper level of scrutiny to be applied to the governmental action, said our corrupt governor. Well, that's not our governor. I'm sorry. That's Wolf. Yeah, it's not reproductive autonomy to murder a child in the womb. That is a life, and your decision to terminate it is murder. That's not a right. You have no right to end the life of an American citizen because it's inconvenient. I simply cannot recall another case in which this court has decided issues of such profound public importance for this kind of summary. We believe you, if you say so, fashion that does anything but give full notice to the bench, bar, and public. That's from Patricia McCulloch, accused the majority of greenlighting abortions on demand sought by medical assistance recipients. So they're going to allow my tax dollars to murder American citizens in the womb. This is unconstitutional, it's morally bankrupt, and I oppose it with every fiber of my being. As simple as that. It is intolerable. We should not tolerate this. People using our tax dollars. If you want to have an abortion, that's a different topic. But using my tax dollars for it, that is simply wrong and not acceptable. Not acceptable, folks. Not acceptable. Not acceptable. Using my tax dollars for that. Not acceptable. Continue watching later. Okay, Bram. Farm Competition Commission going on YouTube. Agreed to a member to pay. That's unrelated to attacking local YouTubers. That's for adverts. That's for money to give to the corrupt state enterprises that can't keep an audience to subsidize them. And YouTube caved. They should have done it. Glad to hear. Went for a re-interview with the USCK. There were 118 people came for interviews. The celebratory is impressive. Cool. They don't want to rectify the reckless ways and have the law say it's okay. Exactly. Exactly. There are ways to prevent pregnancy. But terminating a life, particularly one that's been around for a few months in your womb, it's simply morally bankrupt. And I'm sorry, if that hurts your feelings or sensitivities, well, then that's your personal problem, not mine. That's my view. It's my program. I'm allowed to share my view. If people disagree with it, that's their prerogative. Okay, we weren't talking about matching grant. We were talking about Social Security numbers earlier, so I understand. Dallas has just scored again. Well, that's not good for the Minnesota Wild. Okay. Hey, Jarrett, what's going on? Don't be telling people the matching grant has slots. That may be where you're at in your state. Matching grants aren't in every state, okay? And every state has different rules, all right? So don't be telling people that's how it is. And it's not how it is because people, beware of the freeways, Cape Town, rock throwing. Yeah, I know, I've seen that before. Exactly, birthing person is scary. Charlie P, thank you for the 100 Rand super chat. That's very kind of you. Heather Herbro wants email. When one of the mods can put the email address in, why is it so hard for people to find the email address? I don't understand that. I don't understand. Oh, are they going to overturn this? Or are they giving people penalty? I think they're going to try to overturn it. Yeah, I feel okay. All right, Carney, you have a good night. What is the CMA? Country Music Award? Ooh, big fight, big fight, big fight. Ooh, big fight. Still going. Still going. Whoa, this guy's got blood all over his face. Nico Rantanen got hit with a penalty. So I don't know what's happening here in the end. It looks like Minnesota also got a penalty. 2 Dallas Stars are sitting in the booth. So is it a power play for Minnesota? This guy just broke his stick in tension because he's pissed off. This is chaos. Anyway, I don't know what's going on in the game there. Tell you what, about the hockey? Thank you, Sammy. I don't know what a certified medical assistant is. I've never heard that before. Thank you for sharing that. Minnesota power play for 2 minutes. 2 guys went down for the Dallas. So 2 minutes now. Minnesota needs to get a goal here and make a difference. Well, thank you, Charlie, for becoming a team member. Appreciate that. Very kind of you. All right, cool. Minnesota has we have 4 players, so that's weird. They must have canceled each other out for the 1 penalty, and then they had additional penalty that makes a power play. It's not a 5-on-3; it's a 5-on-4. Despite 2 guys being in the penalty box. Okay. Anyway, I'm kind of hungry. I had dinner earlier, but I'm hungry. Okay, guys. Canada says that their strong economic ties to the U.S. are a weakness. Canada's strong economic ties, I says, were once strength, but now a weakness. It must be corrected, says the Prime Minister. Carney spoke about his government's efforts to strengthen the economy by attracting new investments and signing trade deals with other countries. Oh, that's why Canada's in trouble, because idiots like that are in charge of the country. Yeah. Anyway, I'll be loading up another video here shortly. Is it done? Let me see. Content. No, it'll be done soon. Hopefully a lot of people watch it. I wouldn't hold my breath out. Anyway. Hey, Manny, take care. It's like a fight, another fight. Okay, I'm going to wrap up here, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to hit the like button if you don't mind. And I'm going to get some rest because I'm kind of tired and I've got to drive in the morning. Okay, plus I'm meeting with refugees tomorrow. I'm looking forward to meeting folks in Buffalo, New York. And if I miss people, my apologies. Hopefully catch as many people as possible. God bless and have a good night. And I'll chat with you guys tomorrow, okay? Join group. Don't see anything yet. Admin approval. Well, that's true. It needs admin approval probably. One of us will take care of it. Cheers.